gradually clear out as we head through the rest of your evening and into the night. Not a bad night on our hands by any stretch. Mostly clear, lows in the 50s, pretty comfortable. But as we go into your day on Wednesday, we do need to keep an eye on the skies once more. We have another opportunity for showers and thunderstorms that will develop out west at first, then migrate eastward later in the evening and overnight. Much of the day, though, East River, again, not bad. We'll talk about that and go through the rest of your forecast, including an update on that 4th of July outlook coming up in a little bit. But until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, First at 4.
Coming up, how an Iowa business is reacting to new THC regulations in the state.
Plus, the change in airline is making to try and reverse the trend of losing passengers.
And several people are hurt after severe turbulence on an airplane. We'll tell you what we know. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Dan Santella. Indigenous activist Leonard Peltier has been denied parole after spending most of his life in prison since his conviction in the 1975 killings of 2 FBI agents in South Dakota. The U.S. Parole Commission says that he won't be eligible for another parole hearing until June of 2026.
His attorney argued that Peltier was wrongly convicted and that the health of the 79-year-old is failing. The FBI and his current and former agents dispute Peltier's claims of innocence. The agents were killed during a standoff on the Pine Ridge Reservation. A Sioux Falls man and a woman will each have to repay thousands of dollars after pleading guilty to embezzlement and theft charges.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says 46-year-old April Ferguson will spend 5 months behind bars and 5 months on house arrest, followed by 2 years of supervised release. She will also have to pay just over $36,000 in restitution. 41-year-old Stephen Casto was sentenced to 2 years of probation and will have to pay just under $6,000 in restitution.
Officials say that Ferguson was the chairperson of the Ideal Lakota community and stole money from the community between March of 2020 and June of 2021. In December of 2020, Ferguson and Casto linked a Cash App account to the community's bank account and made purchases not for the community.
A St. Francis man is heading to federal prison after pleading guilty to assault charges. The U.S. Attorney's Office says 25-year-old Charles Cordier will spend 5 years behind bars, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Officials say that in February of last year, Cordier hit a man with a metal bar. A month later, he was in a feud with another man when they encountered each other. Cordier had a gun while the other man had a chain. Cordier shot the man in the arm.
All right, turning our attention to our weather. It's been kind of a cloudy and muggy day today, Adam.
Well, it certainly has not been the greatest looking day, but at least it's been, well, I would say completely dry, but no, we've had to deal with showers. It's been decent. I'm going to try and get a positive spin on this. It could always be worse. Could be the severe weather they're seeing down near Des Moines, Iowa, but we'll check in on them in a little bit. For now, though, we'll take a look at our camera downtown. That's from the viewpoint toward the 10th Street overpass. 74 at the airport with a south wind at 6 miles per hour. Considering yesterday we could only hit 68 for a high, the fact that we're in the mid-70s is progress. That being said, though, average is still in the low to mid-80s. Meanwhile, out west, some fair weather clouds over Rapid City, otherwise not bad. 75 out in Pennington County with a generally light southerly breeze in place. We're at 76 right now in Winter, Pier at 79, 82 up toward Mobridge, a 78 for Aberdeen, but a bit cooler in Watertown and Brookings, both at 71 apiece, along with Worthington. There's the cloud cover that's been a little bit on the stubborn side, even East River. We're going to try and get that out of here as we head through the evening. Beyond that, out to the west, again, just some fair weather stuff that's in the skies above. Maybe a sprinkle or two that we're going to be seeing. But beyond that, the overall trend is going to be one of improvement as we go into the first part of your night. Really, much of the night is going to be looking pretty good. Tomorrow, as we get ready to go into the 3rd of July, that's going to be a bit of a different story. But there's tonight, overnight low temperatures falling mainly into the 50s to near 60. But then we have some instability to talk about as we go into tomorrow and Thursday. But there might be a glimmer of hope for at least part of Independence Day. We'll talk about that in your forecast as we head through the hour.
Sounds good, Adam. Nearly 200 communities in South Dakota are getting some help to control mosquito populations. The Department of Health has announced that the communities will get grants ranging from $500 to $20,000. Some communities are receiving grants, which include Aberdeen with $20,000, Mitchell with $12,000, and Rapid City with $15,000. This comes after West Nile was detected in Brookings County.
2 southeastern South Dakota lakes are back open to boaters. The South Dakota Game Fish and Park says that the conditions have improved enough to open Swan Lake in Turner County and Wall Lake in Minnehaha County. However, there is a no-wake zone across Wall Lake. Boaters should use some caution, though, on both lakes because there is still debris under the surface. McCook Lake in Union County remains closed to boaters.
A law regulating THC in the state of Iowa went into effect at midnight on Monday, but companies that make hemp consumable products say they still don't have the full picture. Ophelia Jacobson with our CBS affiliate in Des Moines explains why there's some confusion surrounding the new guidelines.
People soaked in the final few hours of the Des Moines Art Festival Sunday afternoon, some stopping by this truck for a drink.
It's really good. I was kind of scared that it would be like too sweet, but it's not at all. It's like perfect.
A truck selling THC-infused beverages.
Love climbing kites.
The Happy Can is a THC-infused soda. 3 months after cans hit the shelves, the company is having to pivot yet again.
I just really wish the goalposts would stop moving because it makes it hard for a company to grow.
Chief Strategy Officer Ashley Hartman says the changes have been frustrating. A new law set to take effect Monday limits the amount of THC in products to 4 milligrams per serving and 10 milligrams per container.
What we have decided to do as the Happy Can is be proactive in the approach of taking all products off shelves in Iowa.
The law also gives the Department of Health and Human Services the authority to establish rules and definitions related to packaging and labeling. According to HHS, a 12 fluid ounce can would be considered a serving, which means a can wouldn't be able to have more than 4 milligrams of THC in it.
But we're really just working to get some clarity on what HHS is wanting, and we want to make sure and we comply the best that we can do.
The rules will take effect no earlier than July 17th. Hartman says once those guidelines are finalized, they will release new products compliant with the rules.
I don't want to believe it's the last day ever they're going to get it. We're going to really fight.
KCCI spoke to some customers who say they don't support the new regulations.
Limiting people to how much they can have is absurd.
But say they're excited to know the Happy Can is coming up with a solution.
By doing the best they can to meet those needs is showing that their intention is good.
Ophelia Jacobson, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
A group of 9 hemp businesses that make up the Iowa Hemp Alliance is suing the state of Iowa over the law. The alliance says the law impacts 75% of its collective inventory. A hearing is set for July 11th.